Hi there, welcome to another stream vlog, whatever we call these things. Coolmath games, you all remember it. I used to slack off with it. Alright, today we're looking at a video talking about the history of Coolmath games, and we learned a lot of interesting stuff about it, so yeah, enjoy. Coolmath games. Alright, so we're gonna read, most of you should probably remember this website, Coolmath games, where if you just wanted to screw around, that's what this place is for. I'm gonna see if the website's still up, guys. Most of you guys remember this website, like, Jesus Christ. Are the old games still here? Yeah, here we go. Top 10 games. Frieza.
Finding ways to trick teachers into letting you goof off in class is every kid's favorite hobby. Pretending that you need to print something so you can go to the computer lab and meet up with your friends. Saying you have to go to the bathroom and then just scrolling the SCP wiki for 20 minutes. Numbing your mind with BuzzFeed quizzes and then quickly switching to a half-finished Google Doc whenever the teacher gets up to walk around the classroom. And of course the classic, gaslighting your math teacher into letting everyone play flash games for the entire lesson because there's this really great educational site called Coolmath Games where you do subtractions and play logic games.
I wouldn't say that no one in my high school, no one ever used those kinds of excuses to go on cool math games. Most of the time, whenever went on cool math games, it was either I was actually after we completed assignments actually, so I think I remember I think the teachers there were cool with it. So some of them are actually like, they let stuff slide and stuff like that. So they actually let us play some cool math games. Even some that after we finished our assignments. But no, there were some that actually just fucking hated it. They treated it like, I don't know, devilish worship or some shit like that. But yeah, no, I remember cool math games. I don't remember playing it that much. The only time I ever played it was mainly during after school. I remember it was like my early grade years, my early high school years. It was like I played in the library every time I finished an assignment or I just finished my homework. Right, I just goof off and just go on there. And then like around mid grade, it was in the middle of classes actually. It was either that or playing cards because I was that much into gambling.
Math Games is an iconic internet site and a staple in classrooms across the globe, popularizing games like Run, Papa's Pizzeria, Fireboy, and Watergirl, and more. So today let's dive into the history and legacy of the internet's most famous quote-unquote educational math game website.
Yeah,
Before we get
baby.
into things, I just want to give a huge thank you to
Oh,
Disney
come on.
Emoji Blitz for sponsoring this video. You can download the game for free using
No,
the link below
no,
on your
no.
mobile device as
Sorry.
it's
I refuse to let Michael Rat be in this video.
It's most well known these days for enabling kids to play Papa's Freezeria or Parking Fury 2 under the guise of doing mathematics. Cool Math Games actually had some pretty academic origins. The site was originally launched in 1997 as coolmath.com, and as you can see from this footage, it was very
Damn.
different to the Cool Math games that we know and love today. With its stark black and neon color scheme, gaudy 3D gifs, and copious
What the hell? Movie starts with a number or letter, so we cannot put in our box. Therefore, these are just math questions. What are? Damn, this is old as hell. Holy shit.
text links, it's the epitome of the 90s web. Back then, Coolmath didn't actually have any games, instead it simply contained basic links to math lessons for algebra, trigonometry, calculus, and other educational topics. The math
Damn, Cool Math Games was actually about the math. This this shouldn't be groundbreaking, but Jesus Christ, this is groundbreaking as hell.
well, is who made it. Usually with these viral nostalgic sites, the creator or developer come out of the woodwork at some point, usually to shill nostalgia bait NFTs or something, but not so with Cool Math Games.
They do they really do that? Hang on, let me think of someone nostalgic or some shit. Actually, nah, it makes sense, but hang on, let me think of someone nostalgic or something. NFTs of I don't know, Papa's Freezer, Papa's Pizzeria. Oh, God. Wait. Oh, thank God. I honestly thought this said that I thought this said that the Papa's Pizzeria, the game, was gonna launch NFTs in the metaverse. No, it's actually Papa John's. Holy shit. But also, really, Papa John's really need an NFT collection.
To find any information on them at all. 2 decades on from its release, and not a single interview, photo, social media profile, or anything. I was honestly starting to think that Coolmath Games was like an SCP that just poofed itself into existence fully formed, but then I started seeing the name Karen popping up a lot. At first I thought it was a joke. I watched a short history of Coolmath Games video put out by the official Coolmath Games channel, which
I have an official channel? Holy shit, I gotta see this. Ultimate best multiplayer games on Coolmath. Dude. Oh, fuck yeah, I'll subscribe. Holy shit. Anything trending? Only thing trending is Ducklet. No way. No way, they did not make that. I'm saving. Wait, you should watch Chris Chan, A Compromise History. I'll think about reacting to Chris Chan, okay? I'll think about it. But holy shit. I mean, I probably might do it because I need content, but holy shit. Bro, this needs to be promoted. Okay, I'm gonna. Fuck, I'll promote this later.
a teacher named Karen with this image accompanying it, I thought it was just a joke. A jest, a jape, some good-natured tomfoolery. But then when I loaded up the original 1997 to 1998 Coolmath website on the Wayback Machine, I found out that not only is Karen a real person, but she's like the coolest person ever. Her 1998 bio is decorated with spinning electric guitar gifs. Her hobbies include playing the acoustic and electric guitars, listening to classical rock music, and quote-unquote surfing the net. One of her favorite movies is The Princess Bride, and she's obsessed with Wallace and Gromit.
Okay, she's got to win my book, but Jesus Christ. Whoa. Bachelor's of Arts in Academics. Profession, I'm instructor of mathematics at the community college in California. Yo, California for the win. Cool math games start in California. Chris Chan, Compromise History. I hate autocorrect. Okay, I got you. Don't worry. I'll think about reacting to it one time. Dude,
What the fuck are you doing in here?
Dude, I'm reacting to the history of cool math games. Would
I
you like
miss
to?
the old Lizer. You've changed.
I have
You've
not.
changed.
I have not. I have not. Fuck off.
And has 3 cats called Buddy, Tigger, and Oreo. Oreo isn't pictured here. He was unfortunately lost in the math vortex.
No.
And we even get a photo of what Karen looks like IRL. This was literally one of the only photos I could find in all of my research, so this is a pretty rare glimpse of the creator of Coolmath Games. The bio has links to
It actually looks like a modern day Karens. Not gonna lie. This is like This is like the origin of the Karens. Like I know it's bad to make Karen jokes, but this is the origin story. How Karen started. It started with one person, and then I don't know what happens next, but that's probably the changing point in which Karens are now everywhere and they're an infamous name. This is historic. It's all coming in full circle. The salami is finally connecting. It's all making sense.
a gallery of her beach photography since she noted that she loves the beach and boogie boarding, and this led me down yet another rabbit hole of more sites that Karen made, including a finance education website for kids and teens called financefreak.com, whose slogan is, quote, "A fool and his money are soon parted. Don't be a fool, be a freak."
Yeah. Be a freak. Is this still up? What's it called? Financial aid. Finance freak. Okay, well, we don't need to find it right now. Let's just get back to the video.
Which is incredible.
I
As well as a
assume the
website
video's
called
been
Totally
taken down.
Stressed Out, containing helpful information for students struggling with mental health and stress. This is where that beach gallery comes into play, as
Damn.
she actually uploaded all of her beach photography as a calming gallery that students could scroll through to de-stress, which is incredibly wholesome. I honestly love Karen. Basically, I set out to find the creator of Coolmath Games, and instead I went down a rabbit hole and researched this extremely cool and hip teacher from 1997 for like multiple hours. Really popular among teachers and students, a sister site was launched called Coolmathforkids.com, sporting a brightly colored layout filled with psychedelic fractals and illustrations. Actually, in the early days, Coolmath for Kids had this really cute cartoon dog and cat as its mascot, which I'm assuming Karen drew since she noted that she studied to be a cartoonist. Coolmath for Kids had a section called Coolmath Games, which became the most popular area of the site as kids naturally gravitated towards the games rather than, you know, math resources. So, Coolmath.com remained as a math and teaching resource. Coolmath for Kids was for kids aged 13 and under, and Coolmath Games, which was technically just a subpage of Coolmath for Kids, was established as a place for Karen and co to put all of the math, logic, and problem-solving games that they had collated over the years. It really took off, largely helped by the fact that it was advertised to teachers as a learning tool for the classroom when in reality it was basically just flash games.
You called
Oh wait,
me.
I had the stream up. I had the stream up.
Bro, what do
I
you
was like, who the fuck are you calling?
No one.
Okay, bud.
That Karen released. The academic origins of the site have largely been forgotten these days, and honestly I can't really blame people for forgetting. The flame of Coolmath Games has burned so bright that it has eclipsed all of its predecessors, and I think that's beautiful.
The golden years, here we go.
Coolmath Games has well over 1,000 games from all kinds of genres, from cooking to construction to mazes to endless runners to platformers to quizzes, and oh yeah, I guess it has a couple of math games here and there or something. Whenever I think of Coolmath Games, I immediately think of Fireboy and Water Girl, but everyone will have their own unique game that sparks those nostalgic memories for them.
What was your game?
It was probably Papa's Freezeria.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was
It was
Papa's.
it was the Papa's games
Papa's,
for
yeah,
me.
Papa's, yeah. Freezeria was my favorite. I don't know about the other ones.
Freezeria was awesome. I
Yeah.
also liked, I guess, the hot dog one because you're in a baseball stadium.
That one I found okay, but yeah, it was mostly just
I hated
Freezeria.
the cupcake one. That was the worst.
I love the cupcake one was the best for me.
That's not the fucking best.
Okay, fine. My second favorite was the pancake one.
The pancake one. Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice. I like the pizza one as well. The
Yeah.
wing one ain't too bad either.
I think the latest one was I think a chicken one, but it was like you're in the middle of like a war or something. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. I did a video and reacted to it with Chris, but yeah.
Oh my god. I was gonna say something horrible and despicable, but I realized you're streaming.
Yeah, yeah, consider that. I don't want to get banned.
Also, this is kind of unrelated to the game, but it's insane, so I feel like I really need to mention it. Recently, Pixar came out with a trailer for Elemental, a new animated movie. The Coolmath Games Twitter, which is interesting, we'll talk about it in a bit, made a tweet comparing Elemental's concept, which is about different elements, including fire and water, all living together in a city, with Fireboy and Water Girl's concept. This tweet got super popular with over 80,000 likes, and they ended up ratioing Pixar, which then led to multiple, like, clickbait videos about how Pixar is stealing the concept and they're being accused by the masses of theft, and this is all played 100%
Damn.
straight. For the record, while it is legendary, Fireboy and Water Girl did not invent the concept of humanizing or personifying elements. I can't believe that was like an actual accusation leveled at Pixar. I love the internet sometimes. Speaking of games that reached absolute legend status, let's talk about Run. Despite the vaguely threatening name, Run is another iconic staple on Coolmath Games, and one of the games that really put the site on the map. And run on all 4 walls, so if there's a hole in front of you, you can jump to the wall next to you to shift the entire level. This adds a surprisingly deep strategic element, since rather than just being about moving and jumping in time,
That's why something like this hasn't like shown up on like mobile games, or it's not a mobile game. It's gonna work well as a mobile game.
to get over
But
the
it have a
holes, you
shit
now
ton
have to
of
keep an eye on
ads.
all 4
Yeah,
dimensions
but
of the level
still,
to try and
I mean,
figure
everything
out
has
the best
ads.
path forward. Some walls will have dead ends or impassable gaps, so it's about figuring out how to best hop between planes to make it safely to the end of the level. This is another game that really calls into question the educational angle of Coolmath Games. Their reasoning is that all of these games engage your brain and test your logic and skill, and I'm sure that Run does do that to an extent, but I don't know.
Nah, it's a cope. It's a cope. It's a cope. They're coping.
Copium.
Papa series, created by Flipline Studios,
Yeah.
comprises a whopping 17 games and has spanned over a decade. decade, with the first game, Papa's Pizzeria, releasing in 2006. The game centers around a pizza delivery boy called Roy who has to take over the pizzeria after the owner, Papa Louie, abandons the restaurant to go do his own thing, I guess. Papa's Pizzeria is a classic time management
So went
game.
to
You take orders
Thailand for one of those extended vacations.
Nah. If you watch the lore of Papa's Pizzeria, the truth is he's actually a war crime veteran who has connections across the entire land.
Bullshit.
It's true.
He
How
was
did?
going to Thailand for certain services.
No. Actually, that could be connected to his war crime efforts.
Papa's Pizzeria could get pretty stressful, you know, having to comprehend let alone actually make up these wacky orders, having to keep an eye on up to 4 pizzas cooking for different lengths at a time, and having to keep up with the demand of all of the customers. You're the
Look, if anyone ever had trouble in one of these games, bro, you have a skill issue.
My favorite thing to do was to make the worst possible thing ever to get the lowest possible score.
I mean, for you it's that. For me, I'm a perfectionist. I try to get everything perfect. But
No, I would try to max upgrade my shit. Put all like,
yeah, I get what you
put
mean.
all the upgrade my waiting area and all that. Get
That
all the
that was Freezer, yeah.
condiments and toppings and all that.
Yes. But nah, if you
Or I just stick around.
yeah. But if you have trouble with this game, bro, you have a skill issue.
work to make an Adventure Time version of Bloons, which is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, I
and
even played
finally,
this
some
one.
honorable mentions because there are just that many iconic games that deserve a shout out. Snail Bob, Moto X3M, Chess /Snake /Solitaire / any other generic game that everyone likes.
Yeah, all those are but Snail Bob, yeah, that was the shit. I think I mostly played Snail Bob 2.
They're both the same kind of puzzle game.
But they're fun.
Because it's a classic. 8-ball pool, block saws, learn to fly, wheelie, and so many more.
I don't remember Wheelie. What the fuck is this guy?
He's a convicted child molester. Don't watch it.
Fair enough.
Coolmath Games is a lot different today than it was in the golden years, thanks in large part to the discontinuation of Flash Player. We've actually covered the death of Flash multiple times before on this channel,
That's
mainly because
right.
it had such a huge, widespread impact on so many nostalgic games and websites from the 2000s, most of which run on Flash. When Flash's discontinuation was announced, a post on r/teenagers claiming that the site would be shutting down in 2020 got over 20,000 notes and 2,000 comments. Quote, "Attention all Coolmath gamers. Coolmath Games is shutting down on February 16th, 2020. Adobe Flash support is being stopped, forcing all Flash sites to shut down. It is the end, gamers. Let us all rise and press F and pay our condolences." It's like the most Reddit post I've ever read. The post has since been edited to note that the whole thing was a hoax and the OP was just epic trolling, but by that point the damage had already been done and rumors about the site shutting down were widespread. Also, for some reason, a rumor started that the site was run by the Mexican drug cartel.
No, Gus Fring. It's all connected. Like I said, Gus Fring owns Coolmath Games.
Gus Fring's Colombian.
Yeah, and he's currently fighting him in Far Cry 6. What's your point? Anyways.
Flash thing got so bad that Coolmath Games themselves actually had to address it. We've seen a crazy rumor flying around that Coolmath Games is shutting down, but don't worry, there's no truth to it. The concerns seem to be about Flash games because Flash has no longer been supported since the end of 2020. However, we've been totally focused on HTML5 games for years now. We've also converted a large number of our older Flash games to HTML5 so you can keep playing them even when Flash support ends. And this is true mostly. All of the new games on Coolmath Games are HTML5, and even some of the classics have been made playable thanks to the site partnering with AwayFL, an Adobe Flash Player emulator. From my experience using the site specifically for this video, I rarely got the classic games to work properly, from literally unplayable lag in games like Papa's Pizzeria and Fireboy and Water Girl, to the game straight up being broken, like I couldn't play any of the run games since they would just go to a black screen whenever I tried to start them up. And I tried this on multiple different computers with the same result, so if anyone anyone regularly plays Coolmath games or is willing to do a little experiment and play some games on the website, I'd be genuinely curious to hear if the games work for you and how well they run. I saw a few other people online complaining of similar issues, but it's really hard to tell whether that's a site-wide issue or just like a me issue. Sound off in the comments. We also kind of have to talk about the Twitter account. So Coolmath Games has a social media presence, which is pretty unsurprising.
I'm gonna make the prediction. The Coolmath Games Twitter account has been taken over multiple times, and all they do is post racial slurs and talk about women degenerates.
Sounds pretty based, if you ask me.
It's a classic story. It's happened to it's happened to multiple Twitter accounts. The fucking what was their name? The veggies, the Veggie Tales Twitter account.
Veggie Tales.
Burger King.
Oh, dude, I could eat some Burger King, but
Yeah.
that bitch is closed.
Yeah. Burger King. What else? What else? Oh, Radio Shack, when they told someone to go suck off their mom or something.
A few months ago, I made a video about the Norm of the North Twitter account, which became infamous for its off-the-wall tweets about animated children's character Norm going to rehab or being an inside job or this. The tweets.
What the fuck?
Norm of the North. Jesus Christ, that's the worst movie I've ever fucking watched.
Isn't that the movie? Wait, isn't that a movie where the polar bear invades New York or some shit?
I forgot. I think it's Charlie Sheen voicing Norm.
Since October.
Norm has relapsed.
No, no. I'm going crazy. What is no, these wait, September.
I think, yeah. I think that's a Charlie Sheen joke.
Wait,
That
I'll
was
watch
a
it. I just
social
have it
media
recording, that's
intern
all.
gone rogue
just
or
have to
some
watch
bitter
one episode, 'cause
ex-employee.
there's
In
like
reality, it was clearly a
70-something
pretty intentional
episodes.
marketing stunt for a
Fine,
very
fine.
low-stakes IP, heavily inspired by the viral Rainbow Fish Twitter account, which was another kid's IP that began posting inappropriate tweets and gaining huge traction for them. Although,
shit.
footnote, the Rainbow Fish account was actually just a parody and not the official account.
Not the rainbow fish. No. Oh god.
Some of them are genuinely funny, and it's clear whoever is in charge of running the accounts is really passionate about Coolmath games and knows all of the deep lore, which is extremely charming and funny. I really like that. I don't know, usually I hate
Wait, was that Mr. Beast?
lore, which is extremely charming and funny. I really like that.
Chris from Mr. Beast?
No,
That's
it's
the other
Mr.
Beast.
Blast.
Whatnot, but come on, you gotta admit that it's incredibly funny that a site that started out as an educational teaching and learning resources with the name Coolmath eventually warped into a completely unrelated flash game portal right under teachers' noses, and they were just like, whatever, it's got math in the name, it's an educational site, it's fine for the kids to use. No wonder that Coolmath Games was blocked at so many schools that people had to start making mirror
There
sites
we
and
go,
tutorials
there
on
we
how to
go.
unblock it so you could still play Run
It
during
was
English
blocked by the
Lit. If
time
that
we
isn't
got to
legend
high
status,
school
I don't
or
know
middle
what is.
school.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. I know that Coolmath Games has
Unblocked
a
Games
dear
is
place
where
in my
it was
heart,
at.
as it probably does for a lot of you
Yeah, it
guys.
was-
So I
it
really hope
was.
that I did it justice. And
That was a fun look back at Coolmath games.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: the only Karen you should actually like is this Karen right here, because she's the reason Coolmath games exists. Do you agree with me, Charles?
There's good Karens out there.
I know, but I'm making the joke that this is the only Karen you should like.